So, Dean, this week, I see you've had a comment.
Yes, I have had a comment. I look like the big buff dude from Moana. I think that's a good compliment. I mean,
I think that's an excellent compliment.
yeah.
And the best part about this is I've already renamed your contact in my phone to Maui.
You know what? I think if I can do it, I will get a hook. I will get a hook.
Do.
I
Please
won't get
do.
any tattoos because I don't know if any are open right now. I don't want to do it myself, but yeah, I'll get the hook.
Fantastic. And can we have a full copy or parody of You're Welcome as well, please?
yeah, I will do the whole thing, and I'll get some extensions put in as well, or something like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And on that note, welcome back to What's the Logic in That?
Yeah, welcome guys. I'm Dean.
I am Tom.
Yeah.
This week we have many things to talk about.
Yes, we've got
Many things.
We've got a lot of things from the wheel to choose from. Should be interesting. Let's go to the wheel.
Yes, let's get that wheel up and let's see what's in store this week. Like I say, many things. Lots of energy today. Don't know why. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep. Would
Right.
you rather have hands or feet that kept growing as you got older? I love this one when I saw this. When I saw that you put this in,
Yeah.
I love the idea of this because the first thing that came to my mind was, well, how much are they going to grow? Like, what's...
Yeah. So I mean, like your other body parts, like your nose and your ears, keep growing as you get older, but it's very minimal. Let's do this. Let's do an outrageous one. Let's go. Your hands and feet grow a centimeter every year.
Oh, so by the oh god, you get to 100, your feet are 100 centimeters long. You've got a meter long feet.
Yeah. So I would, if it was 1 centimeter, I would go with the feet and pursue a career as a clown.
Oh yes.
I will have literal clown feet.
The older you get, the better at your job you'll be.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Done and dusted. Next topic. No. I don't know because I feel like if your hands continually got bigger,
Because they would get, it'd be comical, but then you could slap anyone with them. But
wouldn't they
the
get too
weight,
heavy?
yes. So if it's your feet, they're already on the ground, but I guess your balance would be messed up. And I'm guessing you'd have some sort of surgery or something, or it could be even worse than it's not even growing in like one altogether. It's growing randomly each year. So suddenly your big toe is like a centimeter longer than another part of your foot is, and it's all just going like
Oh, I see.
like randomly growing up.
That would be a bit different then, yeah.
Yeah, or it goes wider first and then longer.
I feel like feet would be the obvious choice here, purely because like it's less noticeable for a longer period of time. Like
Yeah.
when you're 40 and like suddenly maybe you've got like you just have massive feet still. Though. It's like they're not that comically large at that point.
Yeah.
But like suddenly your hands are twice the size that they are currently. That is weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. Or if they were like, let's say 3 years passed and only your left one got bigger, and then the next 3 years you have to wait for the right one to come into size as well. So you have one normal hand for the time being, and you're just like trying to cope with this
You've got
big hand.
just this massive hand. Yeah.
I don't know if I went with hands, if I'd go into UFC or not.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
It's like one punch. Literally a one-punch man.
One punch man, yeah. But then again, because like, I don't know, because like it'd just be your hand. It wouldn't be your whole like arm.
Yeah.
So you just have this massive hand.
And then, would you even be good in any combat? Like, would it mean that the skin would also get thicker and tougher, so eventually you could block bullets or knives or something, or just be fleshy? Still.
Yeah. Well, assuming it would just be fleshy, then that would just be.
Yeah, like you know, like with some bigger animals and stuff, they have tougher hides and whatnot, and maybe stronger bones. Would that happen, or so I'm thinking, would it get bigger, or is it just going to extend longer?
You just imagine you're just like 100 and you've got these meter-long fingers.
Yeah. almost like in Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of that character. I forgot.
I know what you mean. Like in Marvel, not Marvel. Oh yeah, in Marvel, Lady Deathclaw or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about Deathstrike.
Deathstrike, yes.
Adamantium.
Yeah. Except it would be made out of bone. Imagine how fragile they would be, though.
Yeah. And would you... I'm thinking back to our previous podcast when we were talking about artificial limbs and stuff like that, prosthetics. Would you then... I don't know if I would donate part of what's going on to me to science and have them experiment, because there's a lot of bone marrow growing and stuff, extra bones and stuff, which they could use or try and find out why it's happening. And then I'll just get a swap out, and they can just keep the rest of it.
Just every couple of years, they just take
a sample,
couple of inches off each of your fingers, and then they're back to normal size again. But
yeah.
then, like, and that's not. I'd rather it be my feet, because then my hands are less. They don't look fucked up.
If it was that they grew like your nose and ears do naturally, so eventually it will be massive, but like you wouldn't even notice it too much for the first like 10 years. So you just notice, my shoe size has gone up in the last 4 years or so, because it's gone minimal. Would you be okay with that?
I think I'd be okay with that, yeah. Like, because that's not that much.
I mean,
that's a realistic amount.
And I don't know if I'd go with feet or hands then, because if it's feet, eventually you look out of proportion. Everyone, regardless if there's always an average about what height you are versus how big your shoe size is. And sometimes it's off by a bit. And sometimes it'd be weird if you got a size 14 and you're 5'10".
Yeah.
Would you have giant hands then? And then I don't know if I might have giant hands then. I'd work up, become a real Maui, and then have
real.
Yeah, and then have giant hands so I can crush things. Like, these guys are like 7 foot, and they can destroy like brownie apples.
Yeah, just crush them in their hands. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. That's yeah. I think I agree with that now.
I like that.
Yeah, if they grew like a minimal amount, but to the point where it didn't look that out of proportion if you were ripped.
Yeah. So just like that, you got big hands. So like, no.
Yeah, no, you got big hands.
Cool. On that note, I think we should go to the next one. I'm just gonna modify the wheel.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna keep the audience occupied by talking about how much you look like Maui today.
Fun.
No, actually, I think now the beard started growing in again. Mm-hmm. It's less. Like you
it's
need to
less.
Continually shave, or else you'll lose it. Also, you really need to grow your hair out.
I need to grow my hair out. Okay.
Yeah. And get some tattoos.
I will try. I might even get
Go full body. Go full body.
There's that ink where you can get temporary tattoos to see which ones you'd have later on. You can either get a template or you can get the ink itself to just draw on, and it lasts for maybe 2-3 weeks.
I feel like you should do that, but whole body.
Or should I look for one of those sleeves? You can get those fake sleeves and just put it on.
Oh no, they look awful. I don't get why people wear that.
Yeah. Alright, I'm ready with the wheel now.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look what's going to be next. Drum roll as the thing continually loads in. There we go.
Alright, we've got another would you rather. Would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak? So
are we talking full loss or just like?
Let's say you lose the ability to you lose it for 6 months. 6 months.
I think speak.
Speak? Why?
Yeah. I feel like I could still do my job quite effectively without being able to speak.
Yes.
And I feel a lot of the if you'd asked this question, if this question had come up, 50 years ago, then probably read.
Yeah.
But now, given the fact that the majority of the time we communicate via text or using a keyboard, I feel like the ability to read and write are way more important than being able to speak.
Yeah. But saying that, as you like with modern times and stuff, we've got technology now which can read things for us.
Yes, we could synthesize our speech.
Yeah.
Or
So
the other way around. Sorry, I see what you mean.
yeah. So you can have it all like read out to you and stuff and whatnot. I actually lost my voice last year and it was horrible.
Yes, you did. I remember.
Yeah, because it wasn't the fact that I couldn't speak. It's at times I could get some audio out, and then it'll just cut off. Like I was just being muted every few seconds, and I was getting frustrated so much. I was getting so angry that I couldn't get my point across. And it gave a good insight into a lot of other people's lives, how it could be. So I, just for the sake of it, for life, so I've already lost my voice once. Let's try not reading for a bit.
Fair enough. But
6 months. 6 months though. Damn. Yeah.
6 months is a long time to not be able to read. And like, think about. I don't know actually, because thinking about it, like, how many times have you? Because we both work in IT, right? How many times have you joined or remoted onto a client's machine and it's been in a different language that you didn't understand?
That's actually true. So
and you were able to just get around it because like you just know what all the icons.
Yeah, I know what the icons look like, and if need be, I'd get them to read it out for me.
Yeah, that's fairly easy.
Yeah, that's kind of true. So I for 6 months though, with work and everything else, I mean, if I was placed in a random area in London or England, it would mess me up. If I'm in my own comfort zone, I'm sort of familiar with what's going on, so I can guess my way around things and not have to read everything. Or I would just get something to read it out to me.
Would you?
Most times I just copy and paste it and then go into like something easy like Google Translate and just make it speak it out loud.
But would you be able to write? Because if you lose your ability to read, would you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because your thought process and how you write, because you wouldn't be able to check what you've just done.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm guessing it'll be it wouldn't be like dyslexia where you could sort of get it, but maybe some of it might not make sense when you're reading it back. You couldn't comprehend any of it. You just know the shape. I guess it'll be you'd memorize what the word looked like.
But then you just read it.
Not really, because when you read, like your brain like gets like the first letter and the last letter, and it sort of knows what. Oh yeah, it is a better memory, but I guess you would not know what the words are unless it's not the common words you've used recently. Yeah.
I don't know. I just know that I'm firmly on the I'd rather not speak.
You'd rather not speak.
Yes.
You'd be
starting now.
Just be a mute. Just be a mute.
It's going to be a mute for 6 months. Wouldn't help with this.
No.
At all. I could just type my responses instead.
Yeah, I mean, if it was for life, I don't know. I guess you'd need to read, and you'd pick up maybe sign language as well. But I've not delved into sign language. Are there different versions of sign language for different languages?
Yeah, I believe so. Like, you've got standardized ones like Macintosh and ASL. So I assume there's different ones for different languages as well. But I don't know, because it's all signs, isn't it? It's not like it. So it should be like universally translatable. But then you've got to think about genders of language and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was thinking someone who signs in English versus someone who signs in like Chinese, or someone who's from a Chinese background. So if they were mute, they can understand the language, but they can't speak it, so they have to sign it. How is that different than hearing English? That's something I'm interested in to find out about.
Yeah, I want to know more about that actually, because surely that would, in my eyes, I have no sort of idea of what this is actually like, but like, surely it'd be universally translatable. To some degree, at least.
Yeah, because But then I thought there'd be at least like 3, like how it is in the world right now with spoken languages. I think the most used ones are what Chinese, Mandarin, French, and English, right? Or the ones mostly used, commonly used.
Or
And there's
Spanish,
tons. Yeah, and there's tons of others in like the orders and whatever. So I guess that'd be like maybe. And would there even be different types? Like people have different like dialects of stuff in sign language. Is it like if you slightly move off because you're trying to get this tone across, does that completely mean something different? It's very vast. It'd be nice to know about that. That's a bit more research.
Yeah, I want to do a bit more research into sign language.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that a lot of people should be taught as well.
Yeah, I feel,
or at least like basic sign language.
I feel like if you're in any sort of service area or service industry, you should know some basics. I remember, I don't know the YouTube channel, I forgot what it was. There's he's an American guy, a white guy, and he's a Asian missus, and she learnt sign language because he's completely, I think he can't hear. I don't think he's not mute. He can speak, but I think his historic background was he forgot how to pronounce the words. So they're taught how to say the words in like they get told their tone and stuff, so they say it right. But he hasn't done it in so long, he's not confident in his speaking voice anymore.
Right.
And they just did a video of them going to a drive-through, and you saw how people were treating them. It was like, wow. So she also signed, even though she could understand. So they thought she couldn't, but she could.
Right.
He couldn't hear them, but he can lip read and stuff. And it's like, wow, this is how they're treating him. And all it was, he went up to the next window, gave him a paper of what he wanted, and told him like he couldn't sign it. He would sign it, and they made him, instead of just taking the paper and just going through, they made him go into a car park and wait. And then someone came over to take his order and paper and came back and forth. And people would say, one point was, some people were saying like, but you have this condition and stuff. I'm doing quotation marks. Condition. Why don't you just go in? But then why should he have to be like separate from everyone else? Why can't he just use a drive-thru if he's in a hurry? Why does he have to go in?
Yeah, why is he being segregated essentially?
I mean, like we slowly accommodate it for people who have to use wheelchairs. There's like most places have ramps. Why not people who can't hear? It's not very common. I mean, you've got places like lifts and stuff that have braille on the buttons and stuff, but nowhere really else as well, like on the doors. Yeah. That's a serious topic that maybe it needs a longer time to talk about. Yeah.
I think maybe we should add that as another topic for either next week, so we can do a bit more research into it and go a bit more in depth.
Yeah. So for me, I would, going back to the question, I would see how it is not to read, because I've already lost my voice, and you would just lose your voice.
Yeah, I would lose my voice.
Cool. Moving on.
Okay, yes. Topic number 3, just blasting through them today.
Yes.
What's it going to be? Ooh, what's your favourite TV show right now? What is your favourite TV show right now, Dean?
To be honest, I haven't been watching much TV or any sort of Netflix or streaming shows. I've been watching tons of anime randomly online. So if I go, the last TV show I watched was probably, I think it was Marvel Runaways.
Right.
That was a while ago. I was watching that through...
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about this actually.
I was watching it through Disney Plus?
Disney Plus?
Disney Plus, that's what it's called. I was waiting to get season 3, which on VPN works, but my VPN tools are being crap. And you think in IT I'd know how to get around that, but it's just giving me grief, so I left it. I think season 3 was available on Hulu, where it originally was released. Right. But yeah, I was waiting to watch that.
Are they going to release it in the UK?
I don't know.
They cancelled it, didn't they?
I think it ended on season 3, but season 1 and 2 are on Disney Plus. But Hulu has all of it, so I'm not too sure what Disney is really doing with all the Marvel shows, because a lot of them they just stopped on like Netflix and stuff.
Them on Netflix,
and then depending on their rating, they show up on Disney Plus or not. So even some Fox stuff like Deadpool, because it's rated R, does not appear on Disney Plus. No way.
Yeah.
So anything like that. So I guess anything with sort of any
major
swearing or
swearing,
major violence or gore. Yeah. Animes I've been watching. I've been watching Seven Seeds, which is an interesting anime. It's, I guess you'd call it post-apocalyptic. So
Does it have zombies in it?
no, this is not zombies.
Okay.
Asteroids are headed towards Earth. So Japan and all these other countries devise a plan. So you've got shelters and groups of people who they'll put into cryo status who'll wake up how many years later after the damage to a habitable I can't say the word.
Habitable.
Thank you. World, and they will try and live, or they'll die. They're trying to keep the human race going. These are their plans.
So it's kind of like Fallout, but no nukes.
No nukes. No, it's just everything's just damaged by asteroids. There's not like any as far as I can tell from this, because it's a Netflix original, nothing like an asteroid hit a nuclear power plant and fucked things up even worse, or a super volcano and stuff like that. It's just asteroids that cause massive tsunamis and earthquakes. So the whole landscape has changed. It's not too clear how many years have passed, but the water level has risen.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting. And this is on Netflix.
This is a Netflix original, Seven Seeds. But I've been watching it on some random streaming site. That's where I found it first.
How dare you admit that?
So I've been paying for Netflix. It's fine.
Good, good. There we go.
Yeah. Apart from that, other TV shows. Honestly, it's just been lots of anime and YouTube. I haven't gone onto any proper streaming to watch anything properly. Mandalorian's on my list. I'm late to that, but I'll be watching that soon. What are you doing?
Okay, I have watched a few things since lockdown. I've been trying to binge watch like series and stuff. So I watched all of Parks and Rec, and then I moved on to The Office, and then I'm going to start watching. Bloody hell, what's it called? The other big one. I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine already as well.
Yeah.
What's the other big American TV show series that everybody bangs on about? I don't remember what it's called.
What does it involve?
I don't know. It's kind of like The Office.
It's kind of like The Office.
It's kind of like The Office, yeah. I can't think of what it's called. Anyway, I'm going to start watching that soon. I'll figure out what it is. But yeah, the most recent one I watched was The Office. That was very long. Like,
how many seasons?
Is it 9 or 10 seasons? And they've all got like 24 episodes.
Oh, wow, that is really long.
And I did it in like 2 weeks.
You're a beast.
Yeah, man. I just kept on watching it and just kept on going through. Like the first season is like pretty shit. It's not great, and then it sort of picks up in the second season. It's good until like Michael Scott leaves in season 7.
Yeah,
and then it like sort of goes downhill. Season 8's like shit. Season 9 it sort of picks back up again, and then it's just gone from there. I think the only reason it picks back up is because like the last few episodes are like kind of like a year later. This is what happened. You know, this is where everybody is. The document, because it's all based around them releasing like this documentary. They've just been filmed for X amount of years, and
yes,
then this documentary is released at the end, and it's like based on, oh, this is where they are after the documentary aired, and this is what they're doing now.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Do you think, talking about The Office and the environment, like how it was, like the UK one, it's all like documentary filmed around maybe a few people as centers and going around them. Do you think? I think like our office would be ridiculous. There's so much humor that goes on, all the melodramas, all the gossip, backstabbing. There's on a show that we could watch. Like if they filmed 4 weeks, so we'd catch up. It'll be like they're filming, we're 4 weeks ahead, and then we catch the first episode. And we're like, oh, that's what happened that week.
That would be good. I would love for something like that to happen. Like especially like, you imagine that 2 years ago.
Yeah. When
it was the height of all this controversy and stuff.
Yes.
That would be excellent.
That'd be amazing.
Going down in the background.
Or even Truman Show. A Truman Show where we volunteered to go into this, and they don't tell us who are actors either.
Oh.
So we know, maybe me and you know each other, so we know like we volunteered for this, but we don't know who's a real person in the show or not, and who's an actor. And maybe put a reality spin on it. It's like after a month, yeah, you gotta be like, who do you think is really a person or who's an actor, and you can vote them off.
Oh yeah, so it's like that. What's that thing on Channel 4 or whatever, or Channel 5? It's like a game show like that where like they're all like on social media, and they have to like somebody's real or something. I don't know, and they've got to like guess who the fake person is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that,
But this one, you build up relationship with these people, and maybe you're there for a couple of months or maybe up to a year, and then you have to discover who's who. And it could be like you made this big bond with someone. It's like, you're just an actor, and like, yeah, I don't fucking like you.
Oh, you imagine that would be like that would be so mentally damaging if that.
So mentally damaging and all these emotions, but they give you enough money and they will offer you mental some therapists and whatnot if you need it
afterwards. Yeah. Which sounds like you might do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. That's an interesting concept.
Yeah, and if it was like a small area, if there was a murder and stuff, like, is that a real murder or is that part of the show? And then even if it was a real murder, they would keep up the ruse of it, and they were like, yeah, they're like, yeah, we're gonna secretly get the police in, but don't let them know.
Don't let them know.
And some of them are fake.
Right. Yeah.
And then that person leaves the show and be like, yeah, that. Yeah. And then you see that person on like
see them at the end or something. Or
yeah,
they're watching it. Or something.
Yeah, you see them being interviewed. Like, yeah, that was a good time of my life. That was a weird span of a year, blah blah, being in that show.
That would mess you up.
Yeah.
That would totally mess you up. Like, imagine if you came out of that afterwards and like you thought your best friend had died halfway through, and it just turns out, oh no, he was an actor, and B, he's not dead.
There's two people I'd love to have known them in that scenario. Who we work with, I think you know.
Oh yes.
I'd love to see what happened.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even remember what the topic was.
No, neither do I. Oh, what was your favorite TV show?
Yes.
What's your favorite TV show that you're watching at the moment, or whatever?
Yeah. So was your favorite just The Office, or is that just the last one?
That was just the last one. But I mean, that was the most recent thing I've really watched. So I guess I'm gonna say The Office.
Okay. I will just say 7 Seeds, that anime I've been watching. I've not finished it, but I will try to move on to other stuff and get into TV shows. There's like tons of stuff to watch out there. Cool.
Okay, let's move on then. What have we got next? What is on the spin wheel now? Here we go. Oh, yes.
Yeah. What part of a kids movie completely scarred you?
Does this have to be when you were a kid, or can it be when you were an adult?
I think when you're an adult. So
have you seen Up since you were an adult? You know Up, the balloon one.
No, I was just questioning in my head. I think I was always an adult when it came out.
Oh yeah, you would have been, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because I'm a 90s baby, 91. So
90s kid. So what? Yeah. So when were you 18?
When was I 18?
Yeah.
Oh god, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel old. 10 years ago I was 18, so 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
So you probably were like 16 or 17 when that came out, I guess.
That I didn't even know if I wanted to watch the rest of the film. When it hit me hard in the feels, that was a similar vibe I had from Will Smith's film £7 and Pursuit of Happiness, and just any sort of films with those emotional. You can you feel a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? You feel some sort of attachment or a relation to it.
It grips you really early on.
Yeah, and some of it hits you hard because you can relate to it so much. Up actually the beginning makes me sad. It makes me more sad now that I'm with my missus, Because it's like that could potentially.
Yeah, like it's like something that could happen.
Yeah, it could happen to anyone.
I don't think I appreciated it as a kid. Like it's just like, oh no, lady
'cause,
bad, lady die.
Yeah, as a kid, like you focus on the rest of the film, but if you just watch the beginning bit and then maybe you watch the middle bit and then the last bit where he when he finally gets to his goal.
It's when he realizes that it wasn't that he needed to get to that bit, to get that picture or whatever, that perfect.
Yeah, and then
It
when
was, he just needed somebody to be happy with.
Yeah, and then when he just left their chairs there, or their chairs were left there after the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. It's such a good film. Like, it's not even like it's one of those that's like clearly it's for kids, yeah. But it's got that adult theme to it as well.
Yes, I have that sort of feeling with like WALL-E.
Yes.
There's very rare dialogue in there. It's all emotional cues, and the kids will get any slapstick or obvious humor, but there's such a deep message in there. The emotions and everything about it. Yeah. One that scarred me was. So I've got a few. I think I've got two. But one that you all know, Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
There's bloody It's a spoiler for you.
No, I've seen it.
Right. In the antique shop.
Yes.
Those ventriloquist dummies, when they're just moving, so those freaked me out because it brought up memories of when I got scared from that Goosebumps episode, Night of the Living Dummy, and that ventriloquist dummy came alive. That came back. So I was just watching this Disney film at night. I thought, I'll bang through the Toy Stories on Disney Plus, and I saw that scene, and it was like I had it on a nice big HD screen. And like headphones in, and like, oh god, I don't need this. It just got me. And I was like, no, it fucks me up, man. When they're moving, it's not when they're doing a normal walk. The normal walk freaked me out when he's pushing the pram with protagonist character in there. Is when they were chasing through the cabinets and stuff, and they were shoving their bodies in broken.
That was so so freaky.
So that was more scary to me than Train to Busan type zombies, that Korean zombie film, where the zombies are like piling on each other. Even like in World War Z, where the zombies just piling and trying to get to you. The dummy was more scary because it's an inanimate object that shouldn't be moving in the first place.
Yes.
That freaked me out.
So freaky.
The other one that freaked me out was in the Never-Ending Story. There was that kid, I forgot his name. Was it Pacheco or something like that? And he has to go face the werewolf, that wolf. That seems to me. I'll try find it. We'll go to your stuff. What other ones missed you up, Tom? I'll try find it.
So I was going to say Toy Story 3. So it's just all the Toy Stories, basically.
Yeah.
Because even the first one, thinking about it, with the bloody Sid's like creations and stuff.
Yeah.
They're fucking freaky. But yeah, Toy Story 3. It's not like a. The scene where they're in the like trash compactor or whatever, right? And you think they're all about to die, right? And basically you're sat there thinking, oh no, how are they going to get out of this? Like these childhood characters that I've seen over the period of like 20 years, they're all about to die.
Yeah.
How that's so scarring. And it's just the last minute fucking aliens just drag them up or whatever.
I would love. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'd love to see an alternate ending where they did do that.
Where they just go straight in.
And maybe, let's say they're going straight in.
Watch them melt.
They're going straight in, and the aliens, the little three aliens, do the claw. Woody grabs onto it, and only Buzz is there left. And he tries to grab Buzz,
and he just.
And then it doesn't. It's not pulling enough, or it's just weak. And then Buzz presses to infinity beyond, and he lets go, and he goes in, and Woody just survives.
Oh my god!
The emotions.
That's pretty dark, really.
I'm sorry. But I'd love to see that. And it's just Woody after the three aliens, and
Woody's depressed now.
And Woody just becomes
He
like
tries his...
like a Rumpelstiltskin off the dump, trying to save other toys from the inferno that happened to him.
How dark are we going here?
We can go origin story. He goes proper dark, and then
I was going to say he uses his lasso to end it.
he just kills himself.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to go more than that, but then I said it and I realized how awful it sounded.
No, you don't even see it. See him do that. It's just eventually down the line. You just hear there's a snake in my boot, and his hat drops, and he just there.
Oh God.
Is that too dark? I thought you said we were gonna go there.
No, yeah. That would be an interesting ending. I would. I don't know. I was about to say I would like to see it. I don't like to see it, but it'd be interesting to see it.
What if after all that we're going future now? He gets discovered as an old toy. They put him back together. So let's go 10 years, 15 years later, and he comes back and he doesn't have his memories because he was broken after how many years, and he's recapturing his memories. So he goes back and he's seeing everything. He finds evidence of Buzz and that. He tries to put Buzz back together, but he's not like there with it. And then down the line, the Lotso Love Bear, who caused everything, Woody remembers him and he goes on a mission. Woody sort of becomes the Batman of Toy Story, or even darker, the Thomas Wayne, or the Thomas Wayne version, who doesn't give a fuck. And he goes on a vigilante mission and takes out Lotso. Takes out everyone around Lotso first.
You know what? Yeah, thinking about this, because like the Pixar, the tool that they use for doing their animations, called RenderMan, right? It's publicly available. Could you, realistically, yeah? I mean, I couldn't do it. I just mean somebody with serious skills in animation. Yeah? They could really, realistically put together that ending.
Yeah. Like
legit.
And I don't know.
Because it doesn't need any audio, does it? You don't need to re-record lines for it. You can make it all sort of dark.
Yeah, I don't even know if it would have to be in that format. That format might just scar people more. It might even be better if it was done in a comic noir style, like a graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Sin City thing or something. Yeah. Or even like if you took it to anime, there's plenty of like webtoon peeps and stuff who could do it easier. But the CGI one would be epic if they went a bit darker.
Or if you've seen, there was a cartoon, like a Buzz Lightyear cartoon thing. I feel like Steve.
I remember that. Yeah. That
like
was
that sort
back.
of style. That was way back, yeah.
But a bit more edgy and stuff. I got more to that. The Woody goes after Lotso Love Bear, and he goes after everyone that caused him pain. So if he goes after that, you know the old man guy from the Woody show. He finds him on that random girl he sent him to, and then he murks him as well. He's just going back to everyone.
So what you're saying is Woody eventually just becomes Chucky.
Yeah, and then he moves into humans. He finds that kid called Sid as well.
Yeah. Merc Sid.
Mm-hmm.
God, you imagine.
And then the last one.
Make it so dark.
Yeah, and the last one on his list is Andy, and he finds like Andy. He talks to him, and then he ends Andy.
Thank you for abandoning me.
And then
if
they
it wasn't
ended.
For you, Buzz would have never died.
Yeah, and then he plays pranks on Andy on the way. There's a snake in my boot. Andy's got a snake in his trainer. All the.
And then somebody's poisoned the water hole.
Yeah, and everyone's dead around him. Wow, this is this is getting good and too dark. So yeah, I found the never-ending story, the one I was talking about. The werewolf isn't really a werewolf, I guess. He's like a creature who's part of the world, and he knows about trying to stop the hero. I think he's called Gomork. I will show you this guy.
Do you want to bring this up on the screen so everybody can see? Except for the people who are listening who can't see.
So Gomork was this creature with animatronics that moved and fucking...
Oh, yes!
He freaked me out because towards the end of this, even his eyes, if you can see in this one, when
God.
It was destroyed, and he launched himself at, I think it's Betrayer, I forgot the boy's name. He was looking for him, and then the boy's talking to him, and the boy reveals who he is. Look at that. That's frightening.
My God.
As a child, I saw that.
How to make a werewolf creepy.
Yeah, so that really messed me up. That was the one that scarred me. I think that's affected me with many werewolf films. Not really the werewolves like that. It's more the transformation that gets me. But that messed me up completely. Do you have any others, or is it just Toy Story?
No, just Toy Story and up, mate.
Toy Story and up. I'm
Wow.
trying to think if there's any others.
I can't
No.
think of anything else.
I don't think. I think it's just, for me, it's Toy Story for ventriloquist dummies. Never Ending Story, more the bloody creepy werewolf, just big green eyes. And then I do want to see a dark spin, an alternative tale of Toy Story
Woody's
3.
Roundup.
Ah!
There it is.
I have to applaud that. If there's anyone out there who wants to use that idea, please do. Please don't just steal it, but I'd love to see drawings and would love to collaborate on stuff. I'm not the best drawer, but if I give you my shitty designs and you're a Fiverr type person, you can get something good from that. Alright,
Cool.
Have we got time for one more?
We've got time for one more, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last
In
one.
fact,
then.
we've probably got time for two more.
Alright, we'll see how this goes.
Let's have a look. What's next? Something interesting, please. Hopefully that thing about popcorn. It's not popcorn.
No,
If you could kill someone and get away with it, would you do it? And I'm gonna add, and why?
And why?
Mm.
So I will say, yeah, there are a lot of people who are on. I think everyone has this. Everyone has a list.
No?
Okay, only certain people like Dean, myself, has a list of people, but they are unforgivable in their
Okay, right, fine. I will say there's probably a few people I would say have done irredeemable things.
Yes, no matter what they do, whether or not I get along with them later on, I would still, if I can get away with it, I would still end them. We could be the best of friends, and I could just end you if I could get away with it.
That seems very targeted at me.
No, it's not you, Tom. You've never done
I
anything
could
like
just
that to me,
end you.
man. Why would I do it? So the obvious one would be if someone, if anyone, let's say it was just if someone attacked your family or your partner.
Yeah, but then again, like I don't think I wouldn't kill them.
No, but
I'd
if you get away
I'd
with
rather
it.
see them rot
Okay,
in jail.
Let's say
whatever.
this, yeah. There was not enough evidence for whatever crime was committed towards someone you knew or a family or your partner, and the justice system can do anything except for community service or something basic or make awareness. And that person you know is a repeat offender, and your family member, partner was just one of the numbers in their repertoire of like their history of like doing this now.
I'd rather ruin their life than kill them. I feel like killing them is just an easy way out. I'd rather just ruin them.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say you can't kill them slowly, so that could be part of it, a mental torture, and then.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. I see that. Yeah, in that case, then yeah, I think I probably would, especially if I could get away with it.
Yeah. Apart from that, there would be, if I could. It doesn't say how many kills I could do. If it's only the one, I'd make a
murderer.
There's a political kill I would do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a few
I think
political ones.
There's a couple political
Quite a
ones.
few political ones that I would do just to sort things out.
Yep, not directly targeting anybody here. Don't come to the door, NSA.
Yeah,
Please.
I'm not gonna say who I would target. I'll tell you afterwards, Tom.
Oh yeah, I think we've probably got a pretty similar list. Again, you know, like that sort of thing. I'd rather see them be reprimanded for what they've done rather than just like, oh, he was assassinated or whatever. Because I feel like a lot of the time as well, if you assassinate somebody in that sort of permission, then you could make them a martyr.
Yes.
You know, their fans or their supporters could suddenly rally up against everything and say, oh, you know, it could become like this massive conspiracy.
I can see what you mean. Yeah, sometimes it might be better to bring them to that way and maybe make, or even I would do the same thing, but still kill them, but make an example to strike fear into people. It sounds like an old way of doing things, but like sometimes you need chaos to get you need chaos and darkness to get peace. You can't have one without the other. Or if you do have peace, then something else happens. So you need to, and then in my own opinion as well, I do think some people shouldn't be here. I find a lot of humans on this planet. It's not necessarily their actions, but it's their powerful voices which influence a lot of people. And if they weren't here anymore, then that would stop.
Mm-hmm. It gets to the point where you're sort of talking about trading lives to an extent.
Yeah.
You if you're in a position of power and you're stupid, and then you're telling people to, I don't know, inject bleach into yourself, for example, then that sort of thing is just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're causing people to die.
Yeah, or like in certain cases with like racism for no reason to the core of someone's body. The people who teach it, if you could just take them out, because some things can't be done with words.
No, yeah, some things do require action.
Yeah, and sometimes you probably know this, being a farm boy and stuff. Yeah, when you have an invading species that are causing problems to the rest of the animals, you cull them.
Yeah.
And that's kind of dark still. I'm still on that dark.
No, if something's getting at the sheep, like a fox or something,
then you get rid
kill
of
it. Yeah. Or else, it's going to affect your profit. Kill your sheep.
Yeah. So maybe that's what I might use that to do. I mean, I think some of them might be, if it's personal kills, it's probably like 3 or 4.
3 or 4 personal kills. I don't think I have anybody personally that I just want to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
No, if I had to do it, then I could think of people. Like if somebody came up to me, you need to kill somebody. There's no repercussions for doing it, but you need to do it or else. Then I could probably think of a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nobody that I would instantly go, yes, this person. Personally at least.
See, for me, I have that. And there's a few people I want to kill. Well, I shouldn't have said that.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of thoughts, but with how I think, I keep myself sane and at bay. So I control myself.
Fair enough. Yeah. One day it's going to snap, and you're just going to murder multiple people, and you'll be Dean the serial killer.
Yeah.
Serial D.
I think that could happen. That's where I do try.
Wow, Dean. 30 seconds ago you said, I'm going to kill people. I'm not going to act on it. And now you've just gone, maybe one day.
If I'm put in a certain situation, and if you could kill someone without getting away with it, I'd assume you'd also have the skills to do it.
Oh right, so it's not just like you don't have diplomatic immunity or anything like that. You're not just immune from the law. You have to do it in a way that
because I feel like
just never
if I randomly tried to kill someone, I'm gonna get damaged myself, and then regardless if I get away with it, people will know I did it, and then there's repercussions after that. Yeah. If I'm able to do it properly,
silently, nobody ever finds out that it was you. Then, I guess that's another part of this. You need to make sure that people don't know, because then their family could come after you.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't need it down the line. Like, can you imagine you do the kill, then one day like you've forgotten about it and someone targets you because of what you've done in the past.
Yeah, that would be bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's try and end on something nice. If you want to pull up the spin wheel, one last topic.
Yep.
Hopefully something nice Nice, relaxed, not too deep. Every time I've said this, something horrible has come up. So let's just hope that we get something nice.
Yeah.
My fingers and toes are crossed. Popcorn. Please. I want to talk about popcorn. I have nothing interesting to talk about regarding popcorn.
Oh
my god!
We didn't even fudge it.
We didn't fudge it.
Popcorn, sweet or salty?
Sweet and salty. Job done. Game over. Goodbye.
Yeah. What quantities? Half and half?
Half and half. Sweet and salty.
Do you if you let's say you go cinema with Lana, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm forgetting like her like veganism or vegetarianism or whatever. You just go in there for popcorn. It doesn't matter what's on it right at the moment. Do you have them put salt, sweet, or just salt at the bottom, sweet on top, or mix it?
Mixed. I don't care.
So every bite is something different.
Yeah.
Or possibly the same.
I like the contrast between salt and sweet. You know what I don't like though? You know Butterkist, where it's like toffee. I don't like that. I feel like there's too much.
Toffee popcorn. The only one I used to eat was, I think it was in a red bag.
Yeah, that's Butterkist.
That is it. Yeah. I had that as a kid and I used to love that, but I can't stand sweet popcorn now.
Right.
It really.
Just in general.
Yeah, I think the only one I've had that's been sweet that I've liked was proper corn, and I think it's the almond one or the peanut butter one.
So good. I love that peanut butter.
That one's really good because it's not too sweet. It's got a bit of salt, but it's just nice. But otherwise, I can only have salt. It feels like a waste to me. Like, if I do go watch a movie, which has been a long time, if I have sweet popcorn, I'm into it, and then it's just a waste. I can't eat it afterwards. If it's salted, I can just kill it. I love salted popcorn.
My problem is if it's just salted, then I get so dehydrated like halfway through the film. I just can't deal with that.
So me, it's like I have my salted popcorn and if I'm going to Cineworld, it'll be my Tango Ice Blast.
Oh, I can't stand that. I don't like the green shit that you get afterwards. It's not natural. Well, it's not even that. It's the I just get brain freeze too quickly.
You get brain. I've never had brain freeze.
Lana never had brain freeze until the other day.
I've tried it as well just to see, and it sort of comes, and it's like, oh, that's it.
Like, I get it really bad.
I get the chill, but it doesn't like last for ages. I get it at the top of my palate, and it sort of reaches slowly, and then does nothing. Just
fades.
Yeah.
So I can get really bad. So I don't tend to have like slushies in general, but also there's so much sugar in them. So normally I get a Coke because there's no sugar in that. No, that's what I normally get. I normally get like a large Coke and then mixed popcorn if I ever get to the cinema.
If I do have mixed popcorn, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about that decision. I love savory popcorns because especially with proper corn, which you can get in Tesco's and everywhere else now, it reminds me of Snacker Jacks, which I've not seen in a while. Like the rice cracker.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't seen it in ages either.
You get all those flavors like I'm gonna say it now, aren't I? Worcestershire. Oh wow, that was perfect.
Oh, wow, you did it.
And tomato. that one.
Yeah.
Then they got what other flavors have they
There's
got?
like a spicy one with paprika in, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. And they've got a weird coconut one, which is also sweet.
I like the coconut.
But I don't mind. I hate coconut, but that one's alright for me.
As per either the first or second episode, I really like coconut.
Yeah, I hate
Bounty.
I hate Bounty. Bounty's an abomination to me.
But yeah, popcorn in general is such a versatile food because you could just put anything on it and it just takes the flavor perfectly.
Yeah, and
it's like that. This is the really bad thing about popcorn. If you don't put salt or sugar on it, it's really healthy.
This is what's amazing about it. I think it only been the recent? Would you say the last 6 years or so? It's become involved in like, you're watching your calories and your macros.
It's a low-calorie option.
Popcorn as a snack, which actually fills you and
and it's not good for you, but it's
whereas
less calorie dense.
I feel like more like 10, 15 years ago, It was more like you buy a sweet bag of popcorn, or you have sweet popcorn when you go cinema, and it was just seen as a random snack at a cinema, or you just buy a bag from the shop, and that's it.
I would love to know how they got around to being like, this is popcorn. Like, who took the popcorn, like a kernel of sweet corn or whatever,
I want it to
just fried it?
I want it to be an accident, like some of the other stories are, like how like Isaac Newton discovered gravity. It sounds like bullshit to me. An apple dropped. That must be gravity. He must have had some sort of ideas. And that,
gravity.
Yeah, and that sort of came to him. Or
I like the story about not chocolate, microwaves, where the guy was like stood in front of this thing with radiation, and it's like chocolate was just melting in his pocket.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if this is true. If it's him, the guy who found out about the radio waves and stuff from microwaves and had the idea in the company just took his idea because it just absorbed it. So he didn't get any money from it. The guy who actually created it.
Yeah, it sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then there's that type of cheese where I think they used to milk cows and store it in a cave, like refrigeration, and then the woman came back to check on it, and it had turned hard, and it curdled and stuff, and it became a cheese.
It became cheese.
So I'm guessing it might have been an accident. If it was deliberate, I'm impressed. Like they thought they just knew it happened, or was it? How long has it been around
testing it. It's got to have been an accident, and yeah, it's got to have been around for hundreds of years.
Yonkers is like.
Yeah. I can't imagine it being a recent thing.
I'm sure, like it's modernly called popcorn, but like way back, like how many years it was called like something.
Popping corn,
sun corn, or
sun corn,
flour
sun-dried flour corn.
Yes, light corn.
Corn itself is such a versatile thing.
Oh, I've been getting into It was when I was trying to find toilet roll because people were being idiots during the initial outbreaks. I found these tortilla chips with blue corn.
How did you what?
So I was randomly looking.
Toilet roll, blue corn tortilla chips.
Yes.
Where is the link?
So I was looking for toilet roll because I needed it. And I was going around Baker Street and I found a post office shop.
Okay.
That had lots of toilet roll, and I turned around. I was like, "Oh, what are these chips? Tortilla chips with blue corn." I love blue corn. No.
So what is blue corn then?
Let me tell you.
Let me show you. So is it actually blue? Like, is it coloured blue?
It is blue. Some of it's reddish. It's got a really nice taste. It's like when you first see potatoes that are different colours. You're like, how?
Oh, like purple potatoes. Okay, let's have a look at this. Oh, okay. So it's literally blue. Is this what colour it's supposed to? Oh my god, there's loads of different colours of corn.
Yeah, and different variations are used for different dishes because I think they got different textures and whatnot.
Okay, I have had.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's just nice to look at, actually.
So what was the original colour of it? Because like a lot of things were like the dark purpley sort of bluey colour.
I don't know. I think these are naturally grown like this. I think it's just I think these are the actual chips I was eating.
Oh, right.
That's the actual ones I found. Yeah.
Blue corn organic tortilla chips.
They're so tasty and light, really healthy. I don't know. Blue corn.
Blue corn. Let's have a look.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Wikipedia. I can't help you right now.
Not right now.
Blue corn, also known as Hopi maize, Yomi blue, Tarahumara maize azul, and Rio Grande blue. Wow, that was a mouthful. Flint corn, grown in Mexico, southwestern United States. It's one of many types of corn used for traditional southern and central Mexican foods, such as the talacoyo. But I think they're just grown like that. I don't think it's like I don't know if humans created it by like cross-pollination and created a new version of corn.
My god, I did not know they were called ears of corn.
Yes, that doesn't make sense either. Is it the way they're grown?
I don't know. I guess so. The more you know. I didn't know. This is very interesting.
Yeah,
blue corn quesadillas.
Yeah, symbolic uses. The corn was used in religious rituals. See, the only time I saw corn used by cultures was in Pocahontas, and she told John Smith that was her gold. That was the only time I saw it. But yeah, corn's got so much going on, man. It's really big. And
the corn industry.
And purple
got
corn
so much going on.
Purple corn's like a giant blackberry.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like a blackberry or a pine cone or something.
Mm.
Wow, the more you know.
Food and beverages. I'm not going to pronounce it. It's a beverage. I'm going to try it. Chicha morada is a beverage originated in the Andean regions of Peru, but it's actually consumed at a national level. So you can make drinks from it.
Yeah. It's purple corn soaked in hot water by the people of the Andes to yield a deep purple color for food and beverages.
Yeah.
And it's now used as an industrial colorant.
That's interesting.
The things you learn.
Yeah, so when I first got these blue chips, that's when I actually Googled this myself. I found out all about the corn. I was like, fuck, blue corn's real. I thought, when they said blue corn, I thought, is there just a colouring in this?
That was my initial thought. I said it was
but they naturally grow like that.
They're just naturally blue.
It's like, is it carrots in this country were originally white carrots, but you got orange ones from somewhere else? Or was that a lie?
I thought they were purple originally.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of vegetables seem to, like, originally have been purple. And then they've sort of lost their colour over time or changed, like, when they've been industrially or, like, pumped out. What they were mass manufactured.
Yes.
Not really manufactured, but, you know,
mass when they use chemicals to help grow it, maybe that's when it changes from its natural roots and whatever.
Making them grow with, like, growth hormones and stuff. Whatever it is that they use to do all that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
cool. Yes, I think that's enough for one day.
That is, yeah. Well, we all found out that I am about to become a serial killer, and you'll know it's me because there'll be signs of blue corn by your corpse.
The question for this week, the question for this week. What's your favorite kind of corn?
Yes.
What kind of corn? I mean, like, do you like corn tortillas, corn chips, corn bread? Loads of different things you can do with corn. What's your favorite type?
Yes. Do you like corny jokes?
Corny jokes. That was a corny joke in itself.
Thank you. Feel like a dad.
You never know. Right. No, thank you all for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, TuneIn, and SoundCloud. Got them all.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for your comments last week. Our resident Maui here is very happy.
Yes, I am feeling stronger every day now.
Yeah. He would like to say you're welcome.
You're welcome for this being here. Oh, God. So arrogant.
Well, I mean, that's what the song's about.
Yes, you're welcome.
Cool. Right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.